So you want the best recipe that's low carb, keto, gluten-free. And stay tuned, because if there's one thing I've perfected, it's creating the perfect recipe that is low carb, that has less sugar used, without all the crap ingredients. I'll even go as far as to say, good for you, chocolate chip cookies. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you won't miss any awesome upcoming recipes. Let's get started with our ingredients. This is my kitchen. It's where I spend a lot of my time, all of my meal prepping, and here are our ingredients. So main ingredient is the almond flour, and then we've also got dark chocolate. If you like dark chocolate, you'll probably be able to recognize the taste, and if you don't like dark chocolate, it's not an overpowering taste at all. But these go, they're a lot better for you than regular chocolate chips. They have antioxidants in them, and they're also good for brain function. So dark chocolate, definitely a good option always. We've got 2 eggs. These are organic, cage-free brown eggs. We're gonna use 1 egg and then 1 egg white. We've got half a teaspoon of baking soda, and then I also use ghee instead of butter. I know that grass-fed butter is really good as well, but with this, this is lactose-free. So if you have dairy sensitivities, then this is definitely a better alternative. And then the only sugar I'm gonna be using is organic coconut sugar. Especially if you have a recipe like making cookies where it calls for brown sugar, you can always replace it with this, which is gonna be a lot better than your refined white sugar. And regular brown sugar is just refined white sugar with molasses added. So organic coconut sugar, we're gonna use half a cup of this, and it's the only sugar that we're gonna use. Some sea salt, this is amazing. On top, you've got that saltiness just a little bit, really complements the sweetness and brings out all the flavors. I'm gonna spray the pan with some coconut oil spray. We've got some vanilla extract and then our mixing equipment. Okay, so we're gonna start by putting our ghee into the bowl. So this is 1/4 a cup of ghee. I have this out, so it's basically at room temperature, which does get it a little bit liquid. And then you're gonna add your half cup of that awesome coconut sugar and mix this all together. We're also gonna add in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. If you have pure vanilla, that works even better. It's about a teaspoon. We're gonna add in 1 egg and 1 egg white. When cooking, you definitely wanna get the best ingredients that you can. In your nutrition and with your health goals, with your weight goals, it's gonna be 80% of what you do in the kitchen. I like to think of it too as if you're wondering like, oh, should I spend money, on healthier food? It's like, spend the money now and eat good, because otherwise you may pay for it later. So that's the way I justify it. I love spending money on healthy ingredients. There. So I'm gonna mix this up well, and you could definitely do this recipe with a flax egg. For those of you who don't know, if you're a vegan or if you don't wanna eat eggs for whatever reason, you can do 1 tablespoon of flax meal and 2.5 tablespoons of water. You stir that together and let it sit and kind of thicken, and that's gonna be what binds all your ingredients together. But I know it'll work in this recipe because I've used it in other cookie recipes and it's worked amazing. I just haven't actually done it with this one. If anybody does and it turns out amazing, definitely let me know. And now we're gonna start adding in our almond flour. So I've got 2.5 cups of blanched almond flour. And this turns into a really nice dough. It's really easy to work with. Just let it soak up all that goodness. awesome. And then the last step is we're going to fold in our dark chocolate chips. So I know that I have, over the years, definitely tried a lot of healthy cookie recipes, and usually I would say that most recipes call for just kind of generally 1 cup of chocolate chips. So I've found that using just half a cup of chocolate chips works just as good. And what I do is I actually put them into a bag. Like, you could easily use a whole cup of chocolate chips, but I put half a cup in a bag, and this is a recipe that I've just really created over the years. I haven't found it anywhere online or anything like that. This is just what I've done. So this is half a cup of chocolate chips, and I got something, you know, you could get something like this and just crush them up basically. But when they're crushed like that, it basically makes them go more. So you get more chocolate all throughout your batter with using less ingredients and less chocolate. It's just chocolate everywhere. But I also do need to add in the half a teaspoon of baking soda, and then it also, you know, need a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So what I do, since this is half a teaspoon of baking soda in here, is I just try to layer it up, just kind of 1/4 a layer of the salt. So put that all over and incorporate it. I'm telling y'all, these are the best cookies ever. And they've got a lot of amazing ingredients in there. The almond flour has a lot of vitamin E in it. It's also gonna work as an antioxidant for your body. Another thing that I like to do is crush up some walnuts and throw those in there. I don't mind, you know, some walnuts in my cookies. If you don't like that, definitely don't do that step. But I think anything I can add to the ingredients that's also nutrient dense and that's just gonna help them go more is good. That's a good thing. So I will crush up some walnuts and add them in here. I know a good tip for your walnuts is to soak them overnight. And in go our nuts. So since I have the little packets of walnuts, I don't soak them, but I've been meaning to. I've been meaning to get, you know, organic whole walnuts and soak them overnight and then store them to really maximize the nutrients in them. And that is it. Our batter is ready. So I'm gonna start to put these on our lightly greased cookie sheet. So I've got my oven preheating to 350 degrees, and I'm gonna just put these on my baking sheet. Okay, so that's interesting. It actually ended up making 24 cookies. The only thing that I can really think as to why that is because usually it's 17, is that this is actually the first time that I've used this cookie scoop. I felt all cool being able to just use this. It definitely helped with mess. Usually my hands get pretty messy, the spatula gets messy. So what I think is that with using this cookie scoop, I was able to save a lot more dough and not lose a lot of it, like on the bowl, on the spoon. So I would definitely recommend getting a cookie scoop like this. It definitely made things a lot easier. All right, so we're gonna pop these amazing cookies into the oven, and I'm gonna just recommend that you expect them to be about 12 minutes. Just eyeball them. Once they start to get brown around the center, you know, take them out and let them sit on the pan for at least 5 more minutes, but you definitely don't want to burn them. Everybody's oven is different, so I would start with 12, and then I would say that the sweet spot is probably around 15 minutes. But let's pop them in the oven and I'll show you guys what they look like when we're done. All right, so this was pretty much exactly at 12 minutes. And I meant to say earlier, once they start to get golden brown, like around the sides, pretty much the whole top layer of the cookie. So I'll kind of let you see. They look amazing. So nice and golden on most of them, just like that outermost layer. And I'm gonna just let them sit here and let them cool, and they'll continue to cook a little bit more, but I would definitely say 12 minutes. You wanna look at them and they should look just like this. Nice. So now the funnest part of making any video is the taste test. So here's my cookie. It's amazing. It's literally so good. I never feel bad about eating these. It is so good. The sugar, there's only half a cup of sugar in there, and then you get a little bit of the salt. It's very good. You've got to try these. And now the actual real test is taking one to my husband and seeing what he thinks about it, because he definitely does not like health food. Anything that's considered healthy, he's like automatically against. So he's a very picky eater, but we're gonna take him one and see what he thinks. And they're nice and warm too. Try it. Just try it. All right, what do you think?
They're good.
Y'all, this video was so much fun to make. I was happy to share my recipe. Now everybody can enjoy this. Subscribe, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any upcoming videos. I look forward to sharing more information with y'all, healthy recipes, healthy alternatives. Comment down below if you made these, how much you love them, any tweakings that you did. I really appreciate all of your feedback and reading the comments, and I will see y'all in my next video.